Good day, my name is Elfreda Jonker. I'm the Client Portfolio Manager at Alphinity Investment Management. Today I have Andrew Martin with me. He's one of the founders of Alphinity and also Portfolio Manager in the domestic team. So today we will be reflecting on the outlook for 2024. So Andrew, it's a new year, new things to look at. What is your outlook for the new year?
Unfortunately, I think we're going to have a bit more volatility, particularly in the first half of the year. So we've seen that already through 2023, and while things are becoming a bit clearer, I think the outlook is still a bit clouded. We just haven't had enough time really to see how the economy lands and where things like rates and inflation will land. So I think the market is going to continue to sort of fluctuate between two extremes, which is everything is good and everything is bad, and that's going to create volatility. And the issue is you can come up with a whole range of balance scenarios still that are very, very different and very different for
very possible
and very possible, and that's right. You know, for example, cutting rates to normalize monetary policy is very different for investment markets to cutting rates because the economy is rolling over. So I think the way I'd sum it up is we're probably less concerned, if you like, than we were maybe a year ago about where things are landing. But we're still reasonably cautious because I don't think we just have had enough time to see where things are going to land.
Not out of the woods yet. And I know there are so many different metrics and things to look at to get a better understanding. Are there any particular sort of metrics or things that you look at to get a better idea at this point?
Look, I mean, we're looking at the same things probably everyone's looking at, which is around growth, around inflation, around interest rates. Clearly things have been slowing, but not as fast as people expected, and it's very uneven in the economy. So we're looking at those parts of the economy that are holding up better than others, or other parts of the economies that may roll over going forward. So we're having a good look at that. I think inflation is, again, clearly coming down, but again, uneven and not the same in different regions and different parts of the economy. So for example, unemployment is still very, very strong. That's creating wages pressures, certainly here in Australia and offshore. So I think companies that can deal with what's happening on their cost base better are going to perform better. So we're having a good look at that, particularly through the upcoming reporting season. And then around interest rates, it's, the question is, if everything is actually okay, why should we expect large rate cuts? And so, just getting a sense of actually what is the likely outcome. And I think the likely outcome, frankly, is between the two extremes, in that, perhaps as we go through the year, if things do play out in a soft landing scenario, that we get some rate cuts, but maybe not as extreme as some expect.
Yes, so a lot of unsynchronized themes happening here globally, and particularly here in Australia as well. So taking all of that into account, there's clearly a lot to digest in order to put a portfolio together. What does this mean for you, for your Australian portfolios going into the new year?
Yeah, look, I think we're just going to have some patience, frankly, as we try and see how things play out. I think trying to position a portfolio based on one or other theme or thematic or outcome in the economy is going to be pretty dangerous. And I think that's really where what we do comes to the fore. I think the thing that really is going to play out over the next couple of years is actually what happens to earnings, and therefore building a portfolio based on what's actually happening to the earnings of companies and individual companies, rather than trying to guess where interest rates are going. For example, a year ago, most people would tell you that the consumer would be in all sorts of trouble by now, right? Consumer spending should have come off a cliff. In fact, one of our best performing stocks through the last year was Supergroup, which was a discretionary company. They just came out with a profit upgrade in January again. So things haven't fallen off a cliff, and so but there are parts of discretionary that are tougher than others. So again, it comes down to individual companies and what are they doing, what's happening to their top line, but importantly for us, what are they doing from a cost perspective to actually control profits as well. So I think a bit of patience is going to be required through some volatility, because there will be lots of head fakes, but I think just focusing on the individual companies is really important.
Great, thank you, Andrew, and thank you for listening. For more information from Andrew and the team, please visit alphinity.com.au for our latest monthly and more insights. Thank you.
Thank you.